Hey guys, welcome to another video. This will be a casual video. We are exploring we will be exploring through my small collection of Borg games. So I have a few. We'll first look at Pirate Borg. I just got this one recently, Cyborg, and then I found alongside that this extension, this kind of spin-off board game called Orc Borg. So first I'm going to look at Pirate Borg because that was the first one I came across in the wild at a local game store. So Pyroborg is a very interesting, unique RPG game, obviously based in a world of pirates. And the great thing about this one I noticed is that it has a bunch of tables. So the creators of this game also made Morkboard, which I don't have. That one's a little harder to find, at least in my area. So I went ahead and ordered it from Drive-Thru RPG. So I'm hoping to get that within a couple weeks. Now, my channel, I don't review things, I mainly explore. I am going to flip through these books and we will just see what they have to offer. So, really, decipher it as you wish. For me, these board games, I have been a little hesitant to try on camera just yet. They are incredibly easy by um, the amount of mechanics they have. They're very heavy on tables. They have some lore, and they have a basic method of character creation and rolling the dice for actions. So the reason why I'm hesitant is because I'm still reading through them. They are incredibly distracting. These books, the designs are fantastic. They have all these tables, and I get lost in reading these tables. They're all over the place. These books are incredibly purposely disorganized in such a unique way that is completely forgivable and actually admirable at how well these books create their own theme. So, with that being said, I'm very excited for, I believe Morkboard is probably the company's first Limit Braun, I believe that's how you pronounce it, creators. We can look more into that in a second, but I'm not too familiar with the company behind these board games. But this is the first page here. It has all these tables for very general tables, really. There's like, what's your name? Foul weather, carousing, drinking rum and grog, NPC motivation, loot the body. So the reason why I went for this book a few months ago was because the person who sold it to me at a game store says I mentioned I was into solo RPG. He thought of this book right off the bat because of all the tables. So here is the creators behind this game specifically. Sorry, guys, had a phone call. To step away for a second. So, Pyroborg, like I mentioned, takes place in the dark Caribbean. In a world of pirates, there is many tables here to look through. Here's probably the first big table that you'll come across when you skip the first few pages, the summary page of the world itself. So I think this is one of the mechanically related tables. It's not just for like world building content, but there is some Ash is some kind of has some kind of relation to the mechanics. Then we go through a few more world building pages. Like I said, each page is so unique, great artwork, clear to read font, and it's kind of funny to think how this would be if it was condensed. I'm guessing because of all the graphics and all the artwork, this would condense to probably a dozen pages if it was stripped down with no artwork. But the creators really obviously put some time into the designs to kind of, when you're reading this, throw you into this world and play it with either solo or uh, a group of friends of yours. But here's another. Yeah, it looks like a table. So here is a character creation. Now it is similar to, I believe, to the other board games. There was some variations, but the basic of the base foundation for the mechanics are similar to the other board games from what I looked at. You have starting gear, tells you how to create your character. There's character sheets online. Even the websites are very unique and resourceful in getting the documents you need and the character sheets. There's ability scores, how you do apply modifiers and how you do difficulty tests. So it tells you you have to roll your d20 plus your ability equal to or greater than the DR, which is the difficulty rating. So this game is a roll at or above type of d20 game. So in essence, it is a d20 game. Carrying capacity, you have 8 plus your strength, normal size items. You hold your breath. So there's a lot of um, ways to work on your character, and even though it's only a few pages long, here's violence and rounds, more mechanics for the game. Of course, all pirate themed. More tables, hit points, HP. So you're looking at options when you run out of HP, negative HP, you're pretty much dead. It looks like there is a failsafe for dead PCs. Yeah, you have a promote. You have ability to level up, gain experience. We can get in class feature. There is some classes also. So here's the classes. We have brute. We have a rapscallion. I think I missed one. Nope, that is the next page. A rapscallion with individual options there. A buccaneer. Then we have. It always feels like I'm turning past 2 pages, but that's just because these pages are slightly are pretty good quality print paper. Swashbuckler with abilities, some modifiers. So I'm guessing each class has their own perks. Looks like that's all the classes, I think. You have prayers. Oh, okay, we have more sorcerer. So there is magic. Haunted soul. I'm guessing they got a haunted one. And then tall tale. Not sure if that's a class. Oh, these are optional classes. I'm sorry. Tall tale tells you at the top here. Starting weapons. So each weapon is drawn out, illustrated for your visual aid, as a visual aid. Tells you the die associated with that weapon, along with ammo and range for long range weapons, like a musket. You have equipment, which again, all these are packed in here for the GMs or the DMs aid. Devil's Luck is another mechanic that I think is unique to this Borg game. You have backgrounds, D100, so it's a list. You can even use this to build an NPC, to be honest. That's why, like I said, you can get lost reading these tables, and these designs are amazing. They're not like photorealistic. They're literally like a comic book, or I guess more so graphic novel. Distinctive flaws. You can design your character's appearance. And again, like I said, you can use these to create other. You can use these tables for multiple reasons, not just your PC, but your NPC design. You have idiosyncrasies, unfortunate incidences and conditions. And I'm not even halfway through the book. I'm probably a third the way through right now. So I don't want to take up too much time on these tables. I want you, obviously you recommend buying this yourself. But like I said, there is magic, quote unquote, in this. Then we have alchemy. So I think the other big part of this book is naval combat, which is a unique additional mechanic here compared to the other board games I have. The other two. I guess one and a half, really. So, if you remembered in my earlier videos, I played a game called Plunder, which is a board game. An incredibly simple uh, tabletop board game. Very easy to learn, independently made, bought it here at a local convention, etc. Now, these rules apply to an RPG method of pirate ship battles. So there's an entire mechanic here, mechanics, to set out and have confrontations with other ships, as you can see. So that is another tool that you have to learn. And I'm not per se an expert or a huge fan of pirate themed content or movies. Casually have watched the Pirates of the Caribbean, however you want to pronounce it, movies, but beyond that, I've just played Plunder. Again, I don't have much knowledge in pirate lore, so that's another kind of small reason why I haven't jumped on this to play it for you guys on camera. I don't want to, try too hard and mess up the lore. But the saving grace here is all the tables it has. So we're already past the mechanics for the ship battles, and now we're already at encounters on sea. So maritime travel encounters, events. Then there's your ships. Raft, longboat. You have all these choices here, and looks like they keep getting bigger and stronger. Look at land. Even a fort. Again, 3/4 of this book is artwork, tables, and lore. You guys literally saw the mechanic-wise probably a handful of pages, and that includes the ship battles. So this is just a phenomenal book. And now we have enemies. So skeletons, zombies. It blends, it just makes the pirate lore even better, more engaging. Ghosts, pirates, zombies. I mean, that's great. Scavenger seagulls. We have creatures, obscure oyster cult, a cult of oysters. That's again really creative. Deep ones, so sea creatures that obviously walk the ground, walk the sea level. We have siren, Korshagath looks like. All these creatures that you can throw in, make up your own as you go. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to skip through this because I feel like I'm spending too much time on this one part of the book. The Equester. Inquisitor, sorry. The Naval Mastermind. These are archetype captains. Necromancer. The Sunken One. Then I think at this point we're just getting to a bunch of tables. Derelict Ship Generator. Buried Treasure. So this is probably one of my favorite tables. It has all this pirate-themed treasure. You could do a solo play with this book entirely. Have an oracle in mind, and you are ready to go. All these treasure, oil lamp, wooden box, severed finger. I mean, everything is themed for a pirate, for Lily a pirate lady. And then you have treasure maps. So it gives you icons you can draw, symbols on a map. Mountain's peak, highest point, lowest point. This is great. I mean, it helps you design a a visual layout of islands. Uncharted land, you have size, vegetation. You have all these options to build a land you can explore with your crew. And then you have these very unique self-defined tables. You have name generators, looks like. Jobs and quests, so this can help you generate a quest, which is always a big part of RPGs and any real thing. Book requirement, time restraint, complication, patron or key NPC. So let's see here. Try to bring the camera a little closer for you guys so you can see it. There we go. Okay, that's better. I'm going to focus the lens for you. There we go. Hopefully that's a little sharper for you guys. Okay, so the hook is we have to. Oh, let me get my dice. There's a few here. We have D6 and D12 and D10, or D20 and D6 and D10. So the type of job this will be, or type of hook, will be a 15. Establish training or fencing relations with someone. Okay, and then the D6 will be the requirement for this. 2. Kill only one person. So we have to establish a trade fencing relation with someone, but we have to kill only one person. Oh, we can't basically kill more than one person. 1, for a time restraint, it has to happen literally at the moment. Complication. What is the complication? Another crew's already on the job, so maybe the person giving us the crew is a little pessimistic about their ability to complete the quest. Now I need a D10, which of course I have this one here. I use for the Oracle. I reroll that. 9. A love interest. So, okay, that does make some sense. So we have to establish a trade with someone, but there is one person we have to kill. It has to happen now. The complication is there's another crew on the job, and it's our love interest who has given us this mission or is a key figure. So that's just one way to create a quest, and that's really cool how this is in the book. So more and more I'm excited to just take a look through Morkboard once I get it. So once I get Morkboard in, hopefully in a few weeks, I will go through it with you guys. The Curse of the Skeleton Point. I don't know if this is like a module. Yep, it's a module. So this could help you kickstart a story. There's plot hooks in here. There's content. A bunch of these characters. So it gives you Black Coral Bay, more tables. Coral Town looks like a locations. And then some maps. Old lighthouse. Some looks like some content here in relation to the area. So one-to-one, basically, of the map. So the GM is prepared for their PCs to explore. Carcass Beach. The jungle with a lot more tables. So this could let you generate, well, a jungle. So sinkhole, small wrecked ship, large fire mound, environment encounters. D2+1 romantic pirates. Okay. The Nameless Temple. So we're pretty much at the end. There's just more tables. We have Coral Reef, Skeleton Point, and then you hit the index. So I thought there was one more thing in here that, besides the summary in the back. You have the character sheet example. So this is the character sheet. Again, this one is actually quite... This is the basic character sheets. There is one online that looks a lot different than that, but this one's fairly simple. It's not too distracting. And there's your ability scores to mark. So you got more tables here. Index. And then here's a summary of naval combat on this half, and then the rest of the game on this other side. So with this game, it's unique. It's the Devil's Luck, the Broken System, and the Pirate, the naval combat. And that is it for Free League, is the publishing company. So that's the backside. That's Pirate Borg. Next is going to be the very recent book I found of the same, I think they're the same creators, Free League Publishing, but perhaps different creators. Cyborg. Great pun. So this one is eerily similar. You have an opening table system, and it puts you into the world of, I'm guessing, futuristic cyberpunk-ish. It definitely has those feelings. You have all these great designs. These pages feel a little different than the other book, just slightly more glossy print. This one is Fireborg is more matte finish, kind of flat, but that does work. So we have a lot of these first opening pages are about the story, the world itself. Then we are getting up to I think, the character creation process. So Cyborg, which is really the part I care about. So I don't think Pirate Borg has this, but this is kind of a way to set the stage of each session. If you follow a system of time, quarterly, monthly, bi-weekly, weekly, constantly, so different dice. Each roll does set something. So the Game Master rolls a die each midnight. The result of one activates a miserable headline. So these control headlines on the news, essentially. You have all these different news. Evil Corp. There is names, but things are vague enough to work with. And I do kind of prefer, when it comes to tables, to be vague enough to really use for any theme, whether it's, whether it's futuristic, cyberpunk, or pirates. So like you have all these tables. So it says you're encouraged to break every single rule in this book, except this one. Player characters cannot be loyal or have sympathy to the corpse, the cops, or the capitalist system. They might find themselves reluctantly forced to do missions for them and not their minions. Or their minions. Alright, so here is I believe this is the character creation process. D8, D12, D12. Again, you have optional hacks. You have abilities. Tests. Again, it's incredibly simple. D20 system. You set your with 3DS, or you roll 4 if you're a punk, and you take the lowest roll out. Kind of like D&D, kind of like a way to roll your D&D stats. 6. So I do like this range of difficulty. All of these are more tables in line with the cyberpunk atmosphere. You have your HP. Again, all of this is just amazing style. It has amazing artwork and style. More glossy, so I think on camera it might be appearing a little more shinier than the other book we were looking at. So I might have to back up a bit. Just a hair. There we go. Quarks wants weapons. As usual, there's a weapons book. There's armor. Again, these books really throw you in the world. You feel like you're there. You're learning everything about to at least get started. It tells you about things in the game. Tells you about the world itself. That's a pretty big table. Infestations, D20. Optional combat mods. So you can even add mechanics that you don't, whether or not you necessarily need them. Got time, morale, either way. Guards and goons. So now we're reaching, looks like characters. Gangs, perhaps? So we got drones. Oh, we got monsters too. Enhanced beasts. Okay. Side droids. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool design. I actually do like this page. I like that kind of eerie. Looks like some kind of white wolf there. But I do like that. Like the projects or some kind of huge skyscraper or some kind of apartment building, like in the alleyway. That looks like an explosion of body parts. So this one definitely has like a graphic novel feel to it. They all do really. And if you look at if you're familiar with the Borg books, they have that graphic novel mixed with an RPG. All right, here's what I'm talking. This is great. This is what I'm talking about. We have all these tables. I love tables. You have the D100. You can roll anything here. NPC. So this is to build your NPCs. Looks like that's great. And again, it's all cyberpunk based. Mission generator. Patron. So like we did before, let's try this out. I'm not sure if this is just one page. And there's a reward. Okay, so yeah, 1, 2, and 3. We have an award to follow. There's more to it actually. All right, we'll work through this one. All right, so it looks like D20 along with a D. Yep, D20. Okay, so our mission, our contact is going to be a lover. Oh, okay. How ironic. We just did that. So love interest, a lover. That's pretty funny. Ex-lover even. 16 for the patron acting on behalf of a current VIP. Our contact is a lover, and she is working for a current VIP, someone of high importance. Okay, and what is the reward? 6. A vehicle. Okay. They promised a vehicle if we do the job, and we have to if we are able to steal a unique vehicle, a sibling. So we use a vehicle to steal a sibling, or we swap a fake vehicle with some kind of really high-powered, advanced military vehicle that looks the same but doesn't have all the bells and whistles. Location. The location of this mission will be 12 at a street corner. Utility tunnels. All right, so now we're just getting to general. Oh, this is all for the mission. So it takes place in some kind of corner. 14 wild nano freaks. That's who we have to get past. And then the complication is 11. The job has a very short deadline. So much like before, we had to get it done on the spot. So that's a great little way to create your quest, essentially, your missions. Location features. Corporation generator, which is that's unique. We have names so like Kifo Wave, Progan Institute. Industry is biomedical. Latest controversy. Employee contracts include the rights to firstborn children. My gosh. Cult generator. I'm pretty sure cults can basically work in any RPG these days. D100 events. It's a huge list. And they're very detailed too. Again, detailed but vague enough. Net events. A message. I'm more inclined to start this one first on camera in a future video compared to Pirate Borg. But I'm still waiting for Mort Borg. So once I get Mort Borg, that'll give me a real good option between the 4 I have here. So that's pretty much it. It looks like we have some location spare. I'm not too worried about that. Another summary of the. Oh yeah, that has this book ribbon. So there you go. That's yeah, that's Cyborg, which I got lately. At the same time, I got this little interesting um booklet. This is very short. It's only a handful of pages, 820 plus. It's called Borg. Okay, so I sharpen the camera again. Borg is, I guess, a licensed standalone game based on the Borg series with the same mechanics, but by a different person who created it. This is the creator details right here. So this one, when I picked up, I wasn't sure if this was like a module for Cyberpunk or Cyborg, but this is like a space futuristic setting mixed with orcs, and they're kind of trying to look for their own little Valhalla. So it's only, like I said, 25 pages, or sorry, 25 plus, and it has all the great graphic art. It's got tables, but it's incredibly simple in mechanics. It's a good little short campaign, one shot perhaps. But basically, you design your ship. You're an orc on a derelict. It's basically a piece of trash rocket ship that you have to go through space to get to the green tide, or trying to get to heaven. So you have to fight your way through. You have to kill. You got to do what orcs do. You have all these tables to create your doom, your ability scores, and it's nice big, this big magazine sized. Um, Actually, it's even bigger than the magazine, really. But you have your stats similar to more the other board games. Similar way to set your modifiers. Again, the same kind of rules. The HP tests. You have origins for your orc, how they look. You have tech. You have music slugs. Apparently, you have kind of these wearable equipment leveling up, even so you can level up if you play more than a few sessions. Weapons. All right, so like I said, we have weapons. And they do have some weapons, obviously, have a few more details. Ripper Claw D10 looks pretty cool. It looks like some fantasy elements too. But yeah, there's a lot of space for this text, so there's a lot of tables to look at. It's a very condensed version, it's obviously not as long as the other board games. But there's still a lot of stuff to work with. It kind of piles everything together in this nearly legible style font. Cultus, Telebrand, a Boo Walker. Really cool designs. But at least the color theme choice, you can read the text compared to the background. So, bright on dark or dark on bright. I'm guessing these are enemies. We're about page 30 at the moment. So we got jobs here. Some locations, looks like. Dungeons in space. And then we have just more tables. So I think that's the back page. So there you go. You're an orc. This is Orc Borg. These titles are just very unique. I mean, Orc Borg, Cyborg, Orc Borg, uh, Pirate Borg. It works. It really does. So whoever thought of the original Borg, that just was perfect. It's a great little spin-off. Or it's the great pattern of titles. But there you go. That's my very, very small collection of Borg games. And like I said, if I were to play any of these like on the spot, it would have to be Cyborg, followed by Orkborg, and then Morkborg, then Pireborg. Even though Pireborg was the first one I found. But Once I get more Borg in, I'll run through it. It seems to be the most popular, just based on online Reddits and YouTube videos and comments, etc. But this little growing family I have here is very definitely my most unique out of my small collection of RPG games. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on 830 RPG.